Imagine a beverage startup selling sangria that sells out in 10 days. That sounds like a revolution.
It sounds like a fascinating case study in how traditional giants are trying to redefine luxury in a market that suddenly has unlimited space.
Welcome back, I'm Bella.
And I'm Michael. This show's scripted and produced with AI, built by Tahababa, pulling today's stories straight from blog.tahababa.com.
If you want these landing in your feed most days, go ahead and subscribe. Let's get into it. I was just reading about a startup called Töst, which is doing something fascinating in the non-alcoholic beverage space.
It seems they are really leaning into the premium side, focusing on sophisticated flavors like sangria rather than just trying to replicate alcohol.
It's that blend of upscale positioning and rapid innovation that seems to be catching everyone's attention, especially with the market projected to hit $5 billion by 2028.
Exactly. The real challenge for big beverage companies isn't just making an alcohol-free option, but figuring out how to pivot their entire strategy without losing their core brand identity.
So it's less about swapping ingredients and more about reimagining the entire experience for consumers. Wow, $1.2 billion in funding and a valuation exceeding $15 billion for ClickHouse is massive. It sounds like they are truly at the heart of the real-time analytics meta trend.
It is. The real power isn't just the money, though. It's the underlying architecture. Being able to answer queries 100 times faster than traditional systems changes the entire landscape for data processing.
That speed must be revolutionary for AI-driven decision-making. Does that column-oriented design really make a tangible difference in how organizations approach complex data analysis?
It fundamentally shifts how data is stored and retrieved, allowing for continuous data ingestion and unparalleled speed. That efficiency is what allows companies to redefine their competitive advantage using live insights.
So the big takeaway isn't just the technology, but the urgency. How quickly are organizations managing to integrate these real-time insights before the window closes? I was reading about Urolithin A, and it sounds fascinating. It's really interesting how the longevity market is pivoting from just extending life to focusing on health.
It certainly is. The shift is driven by the realization that health span is more important than lifespan, and compounds like Urolithin A are capitalizing on that demand.
And the fact that it targets damaged mitochondria is key. It makes sense that boosting cellular health would lead to reduced inflammation and better muscle growth.
Exactly. When you look at the massive projected market size, exceeding $8 trillion by 2030, these science-backed solutions are clearly finding a place in the disruption.
So it seems the real opportunity lies in finding these specific, targeted biological pathways, rather than just broad wellness trends.
Precisely. It's moving from general supplements to specific cellular mechanics, which is where the real innovation is going to happen.
Wow, the idea of answer engine optimization sounds like a massive shift. It sounds like traditional SEO is completely playing catch-up now.
It is. The core issue is that the search landscape is moving from finding links to finding direct answers. With 40% of searches now featuring AI overviews, content needs to be optimized for direct response rather than just keyword density.
So AEO is basically about crafting content that speaks directly to conversational queries instead of just stuffing keywords. That makes sense given how dominant those AI engines are becoming.
Exactly. It's a fundamental shift away from traditional SEO playbooks. If users are opting for zero-click results, the goal isn't just ranking high, it's being the definitive source the AI pulls from.
It really puts the pressure on brands to think conversationally. How do you think companies are going to measure success when the goal is answering a question rather than just driving a click?
That's the million-dollar question. The metrics will likely pivot toward content completeness and directness. Visibility in an AI-first world will depend entirely on how well your content solves the user's immediate intent.
So Texas has hit the pause button on new data center approvals, while regulators audit everything from water use to environmental impact. That sounds like a massive regulatory hurdle for the tech industry.
It is, Bella. With ERCOT facing over 18 large projects demanding power, and 90% of that demand coming from data centers, the pause isn't just administrative. It's a forced reckoning on energy infrastructure.
It really shifts the focus from just building the fastest infrastructure to building the most sustainable one. I wonder how much time this audit process is actually going to take.
Time is the variable, but the underlying message is clear. Sustainability and compliance are now inseparable from site selection. Businesses scaling cloud infrastructure need to bake governance into their planning from the very start.
So Microsoft is testing something called MAI Real-Time, which sounds like a massive leap for how we talk to AI assistants.
It certainly is a shift. The real draw here is the focus on native real-time voice, allowing for simultaneous listening and speaking. It moves the goalpost from simple responses to actual conversational flow.
And the multilingual aspect is interesting too, especially if this reduces the reliance on OpenAI's specific real-time models. It feels like a strategic move away from single-source dependency.
Exactly. It's about building a more holistic voice AI ecosystem. The potential applications in customer service and healthcare suggest this isn't just a technical upgrade, but a fundamental change in enterprise interaction.
I wonder how soon this capability will trickle down into everyday applications. Do you think we'll see this level of real-time interaction as standard features relatively quickly? SentinelOne just launched a major step in autonomous security with their Singularity platform. It sounds like they've finally managed to create a truly closed-loop response system for security operations.
It's the traceability that really makes this interesting. They aren't just letting the AI act. They are ensuring every action is reversible and subject to human approval. That's the crucial balancing act here.
Exactly. With over 85 investigations happening daily, the challenge isn't just speed. It's maintaining rigor while letting the AI handle the bulk of the workload.
It shifts the focus from whether AI can react faster to whether human teams can trust the automated verdicts. It's about defining those predefined limits very carefully.
So the real takeaway for CISOs is figuring out how to integrate that speed without sacrificing the necessary control in the response chain. It's a huge shift in the SOC model. So OpenAI has quietly launched Presence, which is an enterprise offering focused entirely on making AI agents reliable for production use.
It sounds like they are finally tackling the biggest hurdle for widespread AI adoption, moving agents from the lab into real-world customer service and internal workflows.
That makes sense. The focus on forward-deployed engineers suggests they are trying to solve the reliability problem by embedding human expertise into the deployment process.
Exactly. It signals a clear shift toward enterprise-first solutions, though I'm still watching how they handle the compliance side of things.
It really makes you wonder how organizations are currently evaluating the readiness of these agents for their specific production environments. We're diving into some quick hits for you right now.
Let's start with this one. Charity's data was likely copied in a cybersecurity incident, Beacon CRM warns.
CAF Bank has confirmed that its online services are back online after an extended outage.
Staff at RNLI's closing site have voted to strike over concerns regarding redundancy terms.
OpenAI's decision to host influencers at a luxury retreat has reignited debates about ethics in the AI industry.
VAT on grant income is clarified following lessons learned from Colchester.
DeepMind released Gemini Robotics 2, a model that controls entire humanoid robots with cross-body adaptability using a single model checkpoint.
Genprex and Roche will test whether tro-PTWO protein can predict response to Recorsa gene therapy in lung cancer patients using AI to quantify visual markers.
The White House is doubling down on its collaborative approach to AI safety, convening OpenAI, Google, Anthropic, and Meta to review a voluntary pre-release testing framework.
Oz and Superblocks are addressing one of the biggest barriers to enterprise AI adoption: data privacy.
Design Arena just closed a $7.9 million round after proving that human taste can scale as a competitive differentiator for AI models.
And finally, AI governance is repeating cybersecurity's early mistakes by relying on vendor-controlled evaluations and weak incident detection.
Palantir's upcoming earnings will reveal whether enterprise AI is transitioning from pilot projects to operational infrastructure.
Google Drive is adding timestamp comments to videos for clearer, contextual feedback. That's today's show, scripted and produced with AI by Taha Baba.
You can read the full write-up anytime at blog.tehababa.com. And if you want these landing in your feed most days, hit subscribe.
See you next time.